welcome to How to Deal When the Shit Gets Real podcast. I'm Rietta.
And I'm Connie, and welcome to our bonus episode.
Where we don't know what we're talking about, but we're here anyway.
Exactly. Well, we're going to be moving. That's a real fun logistic bullshit nightmare. You know a little bit about that, Rietta.
She's sitting on her couch right now with her mic because she doesn't know where else to go.
I have nowhere else to go. Honestly,
no.
No. I'll probably set up a little something in a guest bedroom at the next house. But you know about nightmare logistics of moving.
I mean, isn't that just moving? Nightmare logistics all the time?
Yes.
All the time?
I mean, though, for the military, you have that perk where they come and pack you all up, which is nice.
They do. They do pack us. They don't unpack us, but they do pack us. But I do supervise because you never know what people be doing and they be trifling through your stuff. So you got to be careful.
Do you still pack stuff away that you're like, no, I'll do this. I'm not trusting you with this.
We always have like a room that has a sign on it that says like, don't touch. Like last house, it was like the laundry room and like all our travel luggage goes in there and anything else that I don't want them to take or touch.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then they just won't go in that room.
Yeah, we were like, what the fuck is the best way to do this? But we settled on getting a pod and filling that up and then seeing if we still will need a truck for the stuff in our storage unit or not.
Oh, there you go.
I'm really crossing my fingers for not, because it would be very convenient. And at least a pod is set on the ground because we have heavy things like the piano, the safe.
Yeah.
That, like, if you didn't have to wheel it up a ramp, that would be great. You know what I mean? Like, that's one less hurdle.
Absolutely.
So,
it's definitely one less hurdle, but you know.
And the pod is going to end up being held for a day at their warehouse. I'm like, this is kind of ridiculous, but here we are. I'd rather it just be a day than like months or whatever.
We went months without our stuff, so one day is fine.
It's not as bad. Yeah.
Put a bunch of blankets in your car. You'll be fine.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, we're going to stay at my mom's house from basically the 11th to the 14th.
Well, that's not bad. That's only a couple days.
Okay, Rietta, got a question for you. Since I'm really mad about this right now, what do you do when your friends go out, do a family-friendly outing, and they never invite you? Like, this has now happened with my other friends, like, a couple of times. I'm like, what the fuck? I don't exist anymore? No?
Honestly, I'm all about real conversations nowadays. Like, I only would ghost somebody, which I know we don't really even like using that, or like just like nick somebody out of my life if they were just like highly toxic and I knew like a conversation or anything wouldn't do anything. But this is your good friend that you have history with. So I'd honestly just be honest and be like, yo, what's happening?
I said that the first time it happened and it annoyed me. I told her. I was like, what is going on? Thanks for the invite. And she was like, oh, LOL. Like, it wasn't like she didn't really say anything. It was like, oh, LOL. Sorry, I forgot. Or like, I don't know. It was some bullshit because they went to do yoga at a yoga studio. Oh, no. She was like, well, Sam got us the tickets. And I'm like, if you would have told me, I would have bought a ticket for it. The yoga studio is literally 10 minutes down the street. She was like, well, you have a baby. And I was like, yeah. And I also have a babysitter literally blocks away from me.
Right. Don't assume my life for me. Well, then in that case, since you've already brought it up to her, doesn't sound like she's an actual friend. And that's when you just...
I don't know.
I'm not saying that you necessarily have to cut ties, but you just know what you lower your expectations and you don't really expect much from said person. Like, yeah, maybe you could occasionally have side conversations, but...
I guess so. Well, I mean, I was just like, the only thing that comes to mind, though, is that, so we did this last year, me and my friend, and I didn't particularly like it. I didn't realize that there would be bees everywhere. and I don't like bees at
But is
all.
this for all the occasions that she hasn't invited you? It's all the same scenario?
No. No, it's
Well,
not all
yeah,
the same.
then that doesn't excuse her for, I mean, that excuses maybe one time, but however many times it's
Yeah,
happened
it
now, that doesn't excuse her.
excuses well, it like 2-3 times. One time she was like, "Well, I was just like getting paid back for babysitting, so like Allie took me out for a drink." And I was like, "Okay, cool." And then like the one time was like the yoga, and she's like, "Well, no, this was Sam's idea. She bought the tickets. I had nothing to do with it." And this time, like, the
I,
only reason why I would think that she didn't invite me is because I don't like bees, and I'm even more paranoid about them when it comes to Theo because Tom's allergic.
I still say that's super sus because, like, there's no reason that you can't be honest and straightforward with your friends and your people in your life. So,
You know
like,
what?
when you
It
asked her
must.
and she was just like, "Hello, forgot," like, don't fucking bullshit me. Tell me what the actual reason is. Like, it's
Yeah,
not
maybe I'll
funny. It's
ask
not
her
cute.
again. Maybe I'll ask
Yeah.
her again because this is like, okay, what the fuck?
Right. And
Well,
you don't
and
need
now
that.
I invited them to go because we're gonna go do Boo at the Zoo, which I find that to be very adorable. Like the whole name and everything. And I invited them to go. And now I'm like, now that they've like posted photos, now I want to be like, well, never fucking mind.
Well, yeah,
Because you never invite me, so why should I fucking invite you? But I
it's
would
rude.
never do that because that's rude to be like, never
Right. Well,
mind, I
no,
don't want you to go.
there's no reason to turn it back on it now, but now you know going forward how you can make decisions. And like I said, have an honest conversation. Be like, listen, you're pissing me off or you're hurting my feelings. I don't understand what's going on. I don't want to just hear LOL, I forgot, because you clearly didn't forget because it's been 3 or 4 times now. So what's the fucking deal?
Yep. They probably. I like to think though that they were like, well, you're moving and stuff, and you're like packing up, and like we figured that you would be busy, but that still isn't a real reason because
No.
you can at least ask, even if I say
Yeah.
no. And I also can't like think back because Tom has said this before about other people, like, oh well, if you think back, if you always say no, maybe this time they're not inviting you because you always say no. But I think back and I almost always say yes.
And even still, like, first of all, it's not their decision to make for you. They can't just be like, oh, she's moving, she's not going to come. Like, that's not their job. Like, they
Yeah.
should ask you, period. If you're really their friend, even though you might be busy, they could even preface the question when they ask you, like, hey, no, you might be busy, but I thought maybe you would need a break. You want to come to yoga with us. Like, it's not a
Yeah,
hard
come
thing to
on.
do. It's a normal. I don't know when everybody forgot how to fucking communicate because it seems to be a trend with people nowadays. Open your freaking mouth, say what you mean what you say. Period. Like, it's not that hard, people.
You tell them.
It just it aggravates me. And like I said, like, I try to have honest conversations. No, I went to therapy. My therapist was like, you can't assume what people are thinking. You can't act like you know what our people are thinking. The only way you're gonna know is if you ask. Because I used to be one of those people. I'd be like, oh, I didn't get invited. They didn't like me, whatever. And she's like, you don't know that. Maybe something happened. Ask them. And I'm like, oh, well, that's a revelation.
Yeah,
But
right.
come on, people. And there's no reason for them, like, you
Well, I
haven't been
was just like,
toxic.
is this because I have a child now? But it makes no sense because the person that she went with has a child and a husband and they all went. So it's like, no, that's definitely not it because that's clearly not the issue.
Right. No, exactly. Like, it's just I would definitely have a conversation with her about it, and then based on her answer, you might have to reevaluate your friendship. And again, not saying you have to like get rid of her, but you just might have to reevaluate your expectations of the friendship.
Yeah, of I'm not allowed to go out apparently. And it's like, well,
Goodness.
according to her, because she moved like to more of the Chicago, like she's not really in our area anymore. She's like, no, I always end up having like to go to other people because I'm in Chicago and I'm the furthest one away. And now
Mm-hmm.
that'll be me in Indiana, but I don't really care.
And that doesn't matter.
That's
People can
fine.
travel. And again, you can't guess what somebody else is going to say based on what you assume the expectation is. I was actually just talking to a
Mm-hmm.
girlfriend about this today, and we were talking about, like, when is really the time to cut people off? because, like I said, I don't really like to just cut people off and not say anything unless they're really toxic.
For
Like I had
me,
a. Mhm.
oh, I was just
Go
gonna
ahead.
say for me with another friend, it was like, okay, you only ever message me every once in a blue moon and you send me random like memes and that's like all, like I don't know anything of value of your life. So
Yes.
in my mind we are not friends. The end. Like it was just like, okay, this is the end.
Yeah, where I had a friend in Hawaii that was like the opposite, would like not respect my boundaries, would just show up at my house and not ask, would use her son as a pawn against me. And finally
What, how?
I was like,
In
nope,
what way?
this is not acceptable. It was kind of a funky situation. Like I got invited to her son's birthday party, but I had already told her from the beginning we had already gotten invited to another birthday party of my girlfriend that I'm really close with, and Jackson's really close with her son, and I already had told her like probably not gonna be able to make it. Was already invited to a different birthday party. This is a very, very, very close friend of mine. Jackson is like family with their kids. Like we're already going
Sorry,
here.
no.
But I didn't make it. Showed up at my house, not her. She sent her husband and her son to my house to ask why I wasn't there, and then had her son ask me if I was going to be at her birthday because her birthday was like 2 days after. And I'm like, no, no, no. We do not play this game. You do not, because she probably figured that if she used her child to ask me, then I wouldn't say no. And then I don't play
Oh
those
my
games.
god.
That was the end of my relationship with her. Cut her
That's
off.
insanity.
Yeah,
Oh
you
my
don't
god.
do that.
That's fucking wild.
Yeah, when you don't respect boundaries.
I haven't had toxic relationships like that with my friends. It's more like, okay, now all of a sudden you're just not around. Okay,
Yeah, sometimes that
bye.
happens too. But it's wild. Some of these people be wilding out, and I'm like, absolutely not. I used to be that person, the giving person. I'll do whatever for you, and then I just realized I was giving the leeches a feast. Like I'm not providing the feast for the leeches anymore.
Yep. Ridiculous.
Yeah. So
Well, I guess
definitely
I found
time for
something
you
to
to.
talk about.
You did definitely time to reevaluate your friendship and figure out what is going on, because it definitely sounds like maybe something deeper is going on, or that person is making those decisions for you. Like you said, oh, well, Connie's busy, so I'm just not even going to bother to ask, which that's not her job to do.
I'm just gonna text her right now. It's funny. To be like, are we friends?
Are we friends? Are we really friends? I've also noticed a lot of times that why I struggle with people is I feel like a lot of people are kind of like proximity friends. So like if you're not around and they don't see you or whatever, like out of sight, out of mind type of thing. So like if you're not around,
Well,
you don't exist.
yeah, and I have like a girlfriend of ours, just like, I don't know if it's anxiety or what, but she's like around in shifts. Does that make any sense? Like she will be like, you'll see and hear from her all the time 1 month, and then the next month it's like that's it's kind of like her social anxiety or her social bar has like been filled, so then you won't hear
Mm-hmm.
from her for months. But that's not me typically. I answer
No.
any and all texts, so there's no, oh yeah, she's just not around. She doesn't answer me and answer my texts.
Well, and again, like you can be honest with people. Like when we were moving from Hawaii, I had friends like trying to plan things because like the holidays weren't too long after, or it weren't too long after that. And I was honest. I was like, listen, I'm in the process of moving 5,000 miles. I don't have the spoons for this. I do not have the capacity for anything else. Like I appreciate you. I love you. I'll get back to you, but I cannot. Like I cannot right now.
What did they want you to do?
Oh, somebody was trying to plan like a vacation, and I was like, I can't. I do not have the capacity. First of all, I don't even know what we're doing. My husband's in the military, first of all. Second of all, like, I don't. Like, I'm trying to pack an entire house and move it 5,000 miles. Like, I just don't. Plus two
Sorry.
animals, plus two cars. Like, I can't. My brain has nothing left. I don't have, like my friends say, I don't have any spoons left. I just can't.
Yeah, don't have the mental capacity. We're done. I am at the
But I was
fullest.
honest. I didn't just ignore people. I said, "Thank you for inviting me. Thank you for thinking of me. I'm gonna have to get back to you. I don't have the capacity to think about this right now."
Yeah.
And
I
people
get
still
that.
sometimes still get upset. But I was honest. So if they're upset, that's on them, not me.
Yeah. That's true.
True.
Because you can't expect me to go to everything at all at once. Oh, also really funny is that so we're gonna go to a pumpkin patch on like the 6th
Nice.
or no 7th on the 7th,
I love pumpkin patches.
and we invited my dad because he's gonna be moving and out of town and won't be able to do these types of things with us, right?
Right, right.
Oh my god, he was so fucking like, he was like, it's an hour away and it's $23 a person. I can't spend that kind of money. I'm like, oh my god, Jesus.
$23.
I was like, don't come. It's fine. I was trying to be nice. I wasn't even gonna invite anybody. Okay.
Yeah, you're trying to be nice because he's leaving. He's going to be out of state. You want to spend time with him before he leaves.
Yeah.
All makes sense. But again, you tried. He shot it
Yeah.
down. His problem.
I was just like, okay, bud, whatever. You're not gonna have this. Like, unless you're planning on coming up every time there's something going on in it, like every time there's a holiday, which, you know what I mean? Like, that's not gonna happen.
No.
You know?
Not with how expensive everything is right now. Flights and
Oh
gas and
my
everything
God.
is through the roof still. Not that we still haven't gotten a break. There's so many things that I was like, oh, I'm finally close to home. I'll be able to do all the things. I'm still struggling to do all the things because it's fucking expensive.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Life.
the flights are. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's why that's why we're moving to Indiana, because it's so much cheaper.
Yep. Exactly. I did finally get a promotion, so there's that.
You did? Yay! Finally.
Yay.
Are you like fucking finally, or else I would have quit?
I literally almost pulled my hair out in the process. I was like, Kyle, I'm gonna become an alcoholic or something. I know that's not funny to joke about, but seriously, I was like, I need an outlet of some kind. If I don't get an answer soon.
That's so irritating. Oh my God. Well, good for you. So now you're a manager?
No, I didn't take the manager spot. I took what they call a specialist spot because it was the same amount of money and I don't have to have people reporting to me. So I was like, easy day. Not that I don't like people, because I do like people. But I mean,
no, there's just like less phone calls. Less phone,
you know
calls. What I mean?
I don't have
bureaucracy.
to do I don't have to do like the hard conversations of like if somebody's not performing well, and I can just fix things, which is my bread and butter. Like I fix problems. Like I know insurance, I know how it works. Like that's just that's what I'm good at.
Yeah, that makes sense then.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
I was offered 3 positions, which is cool.
Really?
I was given the pick of what I wanted, and I was like that one.
Nice. Did you know that there were like these 3 positions, and like you like did a little bit of background on them before you were like, this one?
Well, when I applied, like I applied to both of the positions. It's technically 2 positions, but then it was on like different teams because we're so big now. So I knew all along that those were all options. And then she gave me the option. She's like, you can pretty much have whatever one you want because you impressed everybody. And I was like, sweet, awesome, thanks.
You're like, and then why didn't we do this sooner? Assholes.
Exactly. What took y'all so long?
Yeah, exactly.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
Yes, it's all fine.
I'm going to get Connie that hoodie that says it's fine.
I already have it.
Oh, that's right. You already have it. Okay, I'm going to get you another one.
It's fine. Everything's fine. We're all fine here. And have a fine day. And enjoy this random rant of an episode. And we'll see y'all next episode.